Hello friends, welcome to Unique Designers India. Today we are going to start with the preparation for our online YouTube tutorial videos. Already we have explained about the tutorial classes that we are going to conduct in YouTube, and we are going to start with that. This is actually the preparatory step for our stitches. From tomorrow, that is November 18th Friday, from tomorrow we are going to start with the stitches. And so before that you have to prepare the frame, and also you should know how to fix the cloth and the frame together. Actually this is the embroidery frame. For the knowledge of basic people, I'm telling about the embroidery frame from the beginning. There are so many sizes in these frames, starting from number 6 and then 8, number 9. There are so many sizes in this frame, and I'm using 14-inch frame now. How to find the size of your frame? The diameter of this circle is the size of your frame. If I measure it with an inch tape, this diameter will be 14 inches, and so this frame is 14 inches frame. But actually in our designing process we use maximum of 16-inch and 18-inch frames only. And according to my knowledge, I think 18 inches frame is the largest size available as far as now. I don't know if other sizes are available. And I've taken this frame just to show you the full circle, and then how to wrap around with the preparations. Actually this is two wooden rings. These two wooden rings together form an embroidery ring. This ring without any screw or anything is called the inner ring, and the one with the screw on the top is called the outer ring. Now we are going to wrap this inner ring with the cloth. The cloth is like, this is the cloth we are going to use for wrapping. This is called, in Tamil we say it is nada. I don't know what to tell in English. It will be a thin cloth. This is used for the rope, it's used as the tying rope for churidar pants and in skirts. Along with this, you'll have to have a scissor and a fabric glue. These are the basic things needed for preparing your frame. And now let us start how to do this. Before that, I'd like to tell you one more thing. Try to watch the video without skipping, because you're going to learn something. If it is a design video, you can just skip out a few of the shots, and then you can go to the next one. But when you're going to learn something, please try not to skip any of the part of this video. So because I'm going to talk a lot in this, so I'll be explaining every fine details so that you don't miss anything. Please don't skip the video while watching this. And now let us start with how to do the wrapping. Before we do the wrapping of the frames, I'd like to tell you one more thing about how to buy a proper frame. See, this is the 14-inch frame, and it doesn't have any kind of damage or any slits in between. There should not be any cuts or slits in between. This is actually no issue. You can have some rough edges. There are edges can be rough because wood does always have the rough edges, but it should not have any gap or anything in between the rings. For example, this is a damaged frame. I'll show you how a damaged frame will look like. You can see the slits here. Can you see the slits? So it should not have any slit like this. See, it will come out. Even in the inner ring also it has a very big slit. See, the whole portion is coming off. So while buying a frame, see, this is coming out totally. While buying a frame, you should be very careful whether it is properly fixed or not. If it is like this, please don't buy it, because only if the frame is in proper condition you will get the works and stitches very neat. Okay, now let us start with the wrapping. As I said earlier, these two rings together form the embroidery frame. This is the inner ring, and the ring with the screw is called the outer ring. So few people they'll wrap both the rings with the nada. But I'll always do only with the inner ring. For this outer ring, I don't think we need a nada. We generally do this wrapping just to save the material from the raw edges like this. That's why we are doing it. And while attaching this nada, you should do it very carefully. You should keep it in a slanting position like this, not in a straight position. See, you can first apply a few amount of glue onto the frame or onto the ring. A little of glue is enough, and keep the nada in a cross position, not in a straight position. Cross. The red line should be crossed to the ring, and you should always first you just let it dry. First let it dry for some time, and after it gets dried, just stretch it up like this and then wrap around the ring. Every time you wrap it around, just have two fingers at the bottom and thumb finger on the top, and just pull it like this, like good stretch. It should stretch it well. Only then the cloth will become very thin. If you do it just like this around it, it will be very thick, and two frames will not get into one another. It will not get set properly. So every time you have to just pull it very well and stretch it. When you stretch it, you will make it very thin, and you should be very careful that it doesn't overlap on one another. If it overlaps also, this place will become very thick and the two frames will not set into one another. So it should not overlap and it should just be very close. Even if there is a gap, there's no issue, but it should not overlap on each other. You should be very careful with that. And next, only in the first step you will apply glue. After that you don't have to apply any type of glue. Just pull it very well and wrap all around the inner ring. Let me finish it and then show you. We have almost reached the end of the wrapping. So the final part will be like this. You have to make it here and apply glue on the last part. Only here, on this side and on the down side. And make it tight. A few people may even suggest about wrapping with sellotapes or even strips of cloths. Anything can be used, but it should not make the ring a little thicker. It should be of the same size, not very thick. Actually, wrapping around with this nada itself will make it very thick, or not a little thicker, but not very thick. So you should be careful in that. Now cut out the extra piece and finish the raw edges again with some more glue. That's all. So let it dry for at least 1 hour, only then you can use it very easily. So let it dry for some more time. So now let me explain you how to fix the cloth to the frame. I have taken the actual 18-inch frame. This is the bigger one, and the one which I showed earlier is a smaller one. But this is the actual frame in which I am going to do the classes for you. So this is the inner ring and this is the outer ring. So first keep the inner ring on the floor. Do the framing only with the by keeping the frame on the floor. Okay. Now you are taking a silk cotton material. I always suggest you to practice directly on a silk cotton material, just because to get practiced with a tougher cloth. If it is cotton material or poplin material, you won't get any problem in taking the needle out. But in a silk cotton material, you'll have all the struggles in pulling out the material, pulling out the needle from the needle or thread from the downside. Only if you practice with the harder one, it will be easy for you to work with blouses, because we are not going to use blouses in you're not going to do Aari work in cotton blouse or poplin blouse. We're going to do Aari work only in silk cotton or silk blouses. So it will be easy if you directly practice on a silk cotton material. That's why I'm suggesting you to use a silk cotton material. Now place the silk cotton frame on any one corner of the silk cotton material, and don't forget to stitch the raw edges of this material on a machine. Just fold it and make a stitch with a machine, so that these threads will not come out and it will not disturb you while working or practicing. So now keep the cloth in any one of the corner and place the outer ring on the top. And before pressing the frame or before fixing it, stretch the cloth on all sides and now give a pressure to the outer frame and fix it tight. See, you can hold it like this and just tap it and it will get fixed. But the cloth is actually very loose, it is not very stiff. It's not very stiff and it has all kinds of wrinkles everywhere. Just to make it stiff, the cloth should be very stiff and it should be in a full tension, only then you can do the stitches properly. So while stretching the cloth out, hold the frame like this. You have to hold both the frames, the inner frame and the outer frame. Put your palm here and all the 4 fingers on the other side and pull the cloth like this. Just pull it all around the ring. Don't get panicked that the cloth is getting damaged, because this is just your practice cloth and it is not necessary that it should not have damages. While practicing, we'll get all kind of damages. While doing in a blouse or while fixing a frame to a blouse, I'll tell you how to and which side not to stretch and which side not to pull, that I'll tell during blouse framing. But this is just your practice cloth. Just make sure it is tight and fixed everywhere. So just pull the cloth all around the frame. Hold the 2 frames together. This is very important. If you hold only this frame and then pull, this inner one will come out. So hold it together and then pull the cloth all around. Now we have done one time of pulling, or one stretching is done. Now you have to tighten the screw. Tighten the screw to the fullest. How much you can tighten, you tighten it, and then again do second round of stretching. See, this kind of wrinkle should not be found. Same way, do it all around, and now the cloth and frame is ready for work. Just tap it here. You should get this kind of drum sound, only then it will be easy for you to practice on it. Okay, so now the cloth and the frame is ready for stitches, and the chain stitch video will be uploaded tomorrow, and please keep ready with all this frame and everything. Thank you all for watching. Bye.